Senator from Jefferson 19 to speak to the motion.
Thank you, Mr. President. Speak against the bill.
Please proceed.
I hope we can all agree that a person shouldn't be discriminated against just because of the source of their income. That a person who is taking advantage of government programs like Section 8 to better themselves and their family shouldn't be treated any differently. That's why in 2020, Louisville enacted a law to prevent exactly that kind of harmful discrimination. It passed 24-0. Republican leadership on the floor called it a difficult but important policy change. I served on Louisville Metro Council shortly after that law passed. I heard from many constituents concerned with many different issues, but this was not one of those contentious policies. Property owners were and still are committed to implementing it. Renters benefited from it. It was no longer okay for a landlord to post an ad saying, "No Section 8 need to apply." It gave people dignity, and it gave people housing. This bill that we are considering today would undo those important protections. I know the sponsor has said that's not his intention, and I'm grateful for that. I'm also grateful for his sincere and genuine engagement on this issue. He has said that he does not believe that there is an express conflict between the Louisville law and this one, and while I disagree, I hope that he is right. Even if there is not an express conflict, the senator from Bourbon made an important point, which I agree with, that the doctrine of implied preemption means that we as a state government would then occupy this policy space. It would invalidate any local laws in this area, including Louisville's, a position that the Jefferson County Attorney's Office has agreed with. It is their position that if we pass this law, that the Louisville ordinance is invalid. We need to have our eyes open about what this vote means. A vote for this bill is a vote against local control. It would undo a bipartisan, popular local law designed to get people into housing in a place that is struggling every day to do just that. It would undo laws that gave struggling people dignity and said you can't treat them differently. I also think it's important to say that this bill doesn't solve the problems that the senator from Bourbon says it does. There is no city advocating that every landlord be required to take Section 8 for every single unit, no matter what. And a law requiring that would most certainly violate federal law. Section 8 itself doesn't do many of the things that have been claimed that it does as part of this debate. It doesn't require you to set a particular rent or prohibit you from charging a fair market rate. It doesn't stop you from charging security deposits. It is designed to support renters, not to restrict property owners. I hope that this body will not today pass a bill that hurts vulnerable people just to solve a hypothetical problem. I hope that we will stand in support of our struggling neighbors and the governments that have taken bold bipartisan steps to support them. I will be voting no on this bill. I urge the other members to do the same. Thank you, Mr. President.